Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome to another matchday experience on the channel, and it is a huge 6-pointer in the SIL today. We're in Division One for Barham as they play host to Mendlesham. If you look at the league table, it is 10th versus 11th. It is a massive, massive game of football. I think, to be honest, if Barham can get themselves a win today, they can pull themselves away from a couple of the other teams. And with 6 games left, that should be enough to keep them with it, away from the chasing pack, so to speak. Whereas for Mendlesham, they've got Cotton breathing right down their necks. They will see this as a game that they must win. I think both teams will, to be honest. But it's going to be really interesting to see how both teams play in really, really testing conditions, because it has been horrible all week long with the wind, and it's supposed to be up to 50-mile-an-hour winds today. I've never been to Barham, so I don't know what the surrounding facilities are like. I'm just hoping that there's enough around it so that the wind doesn't play too much of a factor, but we shall see. Yeah, now on the way to Barham. I'm looking forward to today. I just want to see how both teams handle the occasion, handle the conditions. It should be an interesting game of football. I'll see you in a moment when we're on our way to Barham. So here we are in a very, very windy and blustery Barham, as you can probably hear. The pitch is looking all right. It's not the best best in conditions. Obviously, the weather recently has been blooming awful, but facilities-wise, there's not really an awful lot around it. Obviously, it's right next door to the playground. It's got a nice little facilities in terms of play area for the kids. If you've got some family you want to bring along to the game, it's good for them. But yeah, conditions-wise, it's not great. It's really, really, really windy, and there's not a huge amount of cover around here, so that's going to be very, very tricky for the players.
Closer to people, we're too far! Well done. Half-time is 1-0 to Barham. It's been a very, very scrappy half. Both teams have been struggling to get used to the conditions. It's not been the best half of football, but Barham find themselves 1-0 up. A bit of confusion at the back, and ball drops to him. It looks like he's almost sliding in for a tackle, but goalkeeper doesn't really expect it, and the ball just trickles into the bottom corner. So 1-0 to Barham. Obviously, they've been playing with the wind. They've been playing against it for the second half, and it'll be really, really interesting to see whether or not Mendlesham, they've been talking on the sidelines where I'm at, and they are planning for the second half to use those conditions half time.
So, a game marred by the weather, horrible conditions once again. When will this wind ever go away? Honestly, it ruined that first half of football because you can see that both teams wanted to get the ball down and start playing, get the balls into the channels, really make some good runs, and everything they were doing was just not working. And this is for both teams. From a Barham perspective, obviously they go 1-0 ahead. I tried to do some commentary during the game, but it just was not happening. The weather conditions were just too bad for me to do any sort of coverage of it. But as I said, it looked as if it was a sliding tackle, but I've watched the replay back and it is a decent finish in all fairness to him. He's on the ground. He's actually said in the interview, which I urge you to go and watch afterwards, that he did mean it. So I'm going to believe him. I'm going to take his word on that. And then second half, Mendlesham have the advantage with the wind. And you're thinking, right, just go on and attack and really make the most of it. But it ended up being a very 50-50 game until that strike. He watches it in the air for what seems like an eternity. It drops to his foot and an absolutely superb volley. Goalkeeper did not move. And then it looks like it's going to peter out into a draw, which wouldn't have been good for either team, to be honest. And then a scrappy corner routine. If you do not clear your lines, you get punished, and that's what happened to Mendlesham. It's a good back heel across the goal. 2-1. And that is Barham. For me, I think that's Barham secure now because this is the league table. They're now in 8th place, and the amount of games that are left and the amount of points that they are clear, I think that's done and dusted. From a Mendlesham perspective, it is them and Codnam in a 2-horse race to get out of the final relegation spot. Remember, 2 teams go down in this division. So yeah, I think it's between those two. I can't see Saxmundham pulling it around. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Remember, Gmail, if you have a Gmail account, log into YouTube in the top right hand corner, hit subscribe and the notification bell, and you'll be the first to be informed about when my videos get released. There's also an interview coming out. So as I said, make sure you subscribe and you will be the first to know when they are out as well. And if you have come over from the new website, ftgig.co.uk, thank you very much. That really does mean the world as well. And until we see each other next time, as always on the channel though, adios.